Hello, my friends. It's so good to connect again. Thank you so much for being here, for watching this video, for sharing some time and space with me. I want to invite you in to my process of getting this book out. And I've been working on this since October. We're in mid-January now. So it feels like things are really coming together, and I want to invite you in on the process. So last night I shared a little bit of how this process is going and unfolding for me right now. And I'm sharing this, one, because it just feels really awesome to be seen in it, and I'm learning so much about myself that I want to share with you, because it might be helpful for you just to see things from this perspective that I'm being shown as well. So I'm working on this book, but then I'm also doing my best to just keep a journal, keep a diary, keep a log of my consciousness as this book is coming together. It's really interesting because this book is being co-authored with Isis, with an ascension master, an ascended master. I've really felt so comforted recently as she has presented herself as an ascension master, which I really like, because that's what so many of us are going through and trying to personally go in and accomplish. And what it's not like she is this ascended master to be looking up to on a pedestal. It's more like her consciousness has walked through a really magnificent life, and she's sharing how we can zoom in on different aspects of our life to really just love it to the fullest and live it to the fullest and do all of the things that we want to do, that we want to express, that we want to feel. And so that is the direction that the book is going. And then there's also this log of writing that I have just about my own experience as this information is coming through me. So that is what I want to share about just what I've been learning as the book has been coming together. I've been feeling very guided towards more joy, more lightheartedness, more not taking it all so seriously, and having more fun, working. It's interesting because I find myself working more and creating more, and yet just not attached to it either. And it's been such a beautiful, flow to get into. And so how has this happened? And that's what I've been writing about, and really, looking at every little thing that happens throughout my day, and what have been the things that have really set that up for success. So I want to share a little bit about that. When this book really started getting going and moving, and the clarity started coming through, and I had, anytime I had a question, it was answered. That all happened after I got really serious about scheduling my whole day, every day. And if I, really making a list of things that are important to me, that are truly important to me. And this list will be different for you, but for me, some things that are really important for me is once a week sitting down and doing my nails. And even if that doesn't even need to be painting them, but just really looking at my hands and treating my hands really well. Looking at my feet and doing the same, giving myself a really nice manicure and pedicure, polish or not. That's really important to me. Same with my hair, same with a lot of things with my physical body that to me are just so nourishing and non-negotiable. So all of those things, every little thing that I do for self-care, I write it out. And I put it in a calendar, and I have my little checklist of all the things that I really want to do, whether it's a mask or doing an oil mask in my hair, all of that stuff, all of the self-care stuff, all of the nitty-gritty work stuff, editing videos, uploading videos, sending you guys a newsletter with an update on some of these writings, all of that, clients, it's all mapped out. And I don't have to think so much about my day anymore. And this takes a lot of time. This takes me sitting down and really creating a rhythm to my life that's doable. It means asking for more help from my partner. It means getting really present with my kids when I am with them. And it's just really helped me kind of up-level day-to-day living. So I just wanted to share a little bit about that, because none of this has been possible. And stepping into more joy and more ease for myself, I was so scattered. I was so all over the place in 2018. I was also moving all over the country. I think we moved, I don't even know how many times. We were literally everywhere from Oregon to central Illinois. It was wild. And Sedona, where our home base is now. But so anyway, so it was a blur. I was just trying to keep up. And now that I've got my time under control, and we all have control over our time, that was kind of another download that I got, that she was like, need to look at this. I have complete control over my time. And even for those of you who are, and all of my clients, you guys are at your 9-to-5 jobs. It is so helpful, and it was so helpful for me when I was in that 9-to-5 job, which is that's fabulous to have that, like 5 o'clock going home time. I remember just loving my morning drive in, my morning drive back, and like the energy work and clearing that could kind of happen in that time, or calling in the intensity for how I wanted to show up for my work family, for the people that my coworkers. So getting incredibly disciplined with my time has changed my life. It's changed my life, and I just can't recommend it enough. Whatever organization systems around your time that you need to put into place, and consciously always telling myself, I choose to do this. I get to do this. I get to do this because of X, Y, and Z, whatever the personal empowerment or enlightenment reason is behind that decision to do everything that you're doing. And if it's not resonating, to take a look at that. If something that you're putting a lot of time and energy into right now, if it's not bringing you a lot of life, a lot of joy, a lot of resources, a lot of abundance in many, many, many ways, it might be time to look at that. 2019 is a year of very fresh starts and new beginnings for many of us. And for me, my fresh start has been developing this routine. It's been completely life-altering, and I just can't emphasize that enough. What that has done has been able to set me up in a place to where I have no more excuses any longer in why I don't feel good. There's no excuse that makes any sense that comes from a fifth dimensional truth. And what I mean by that is that we can say things all day long and find validation for them in this like 3D matrix. But there are some thoughts, some ways of being that it's not that they're not true in the fifth dimension, it's that they actually don't exist. And that's a really important concept for us all to start getting excited about. Frankly, to just get excited that some of these things, they don't even exist there. They exist here. A lot of the things that we're still working through, they're very much existing here, but it's not that they're not true, they just don't exist in this new place of consciousness that we're going. So for me, that has been really starting to focus on, okay, we've got the structure, we've got the priorities, and then we've got the structure to support the priorities. Now we're going to talk about the day-to-day flowing living through that life with a lot of joy and ease. And that has been the piece of writing that I just shared on my Instagram that was directly from Isis in my book diary about, you have no more excuses anymore not to step into joy. And so I just felt inspired and encouraged to come and share that with some of you. And it's kind of a little bit of tough love, but it's like the best kind of love, because that truth, is important. It's an important concept for us to start practicing many facets of joy every day. Part of my hang up when I kept being pointed to joy and pointed to that word, I felt like the weight of it was crushing me. I'm somebody who I've dealt with depression, suicidal thoughts. I've gone to very dark places, and sometimes this idea of joy, it's almost like so bright and blinding that I feel like the idea of it sometimes felt like I can't do it. It's too much energy. It's too much energy to be showing up with that much joy, which is not true. Because I was really confusing joy with like laughter and extrovertedness and a lot of like physical energy, kind of like being involved with joy. And the truth that I've found for me is that joy is such a personal decision. It's such a personal decision for you what brings you joy. It is such a personal decision for me what brings me joy. Things that bring me joy are doing my makeup, doing my nails, spending a lot of time with my body. I'm going to be sharing more about that. I'm feeling really guided to share more about these like everyday self-care things that are so ritualistic and just like heart-opening for me. It really invites in a lot of sisterhood and connection and just a lot of good feelings. If you want to read the excerpt, it's actually not that long, the little piece of writing that I took from my diary and shared on Instagram. It's kind of Isis like laying it down for me and telling me like joy is your choice, structuring your life with a lot of moments of satisfaction is your choice. Everything that you decide to do during the day is a choice that you are making. And that's just how it is. We really aren't in a place anymore where we can come up with excuses of like, I have to do this for my kids, I have to do this for my partner, I have to do this for my job. Those all can ring true in a certain dimension if you want to stay there. If you want to start to expand yourself into more life, and by that, into more life, a lot of people call this like fifth dimension or whatever. To me, it's just more life, more life for me and for you and for all of us. More life, more joyful, easeful life. And so that's really very much what the book is about, and very much about, you know, just where I'm very focused right now. So I'd love to hear from you in the comments in this video. I would really love to start interacting with those of you who are watching these videos and starting to hear, is there anything from Isis that you are curious about, and or just different perspectives that in everyday living and this idea of inviting in more life. What does that mean for you? What does that not mean for you? That's also important to kind of call out every once in a while. And I'm just so excited to be sharing, not only as the book comes together, which it is so beautifully, I'm so grateful, but also just my own personal kind of ahas and realizations as it does. Feel like that's going to make this more fun and just more fun. Thank you again for watching. I hope you like this video and subscribe. That means so much to me, and I'm looking forward to reading your comments below. Thank you.